How we doing? How we doing? This is Destination Denver, Colorado, and today I'm covering the best things to do in and around Denver in 2024, and we're starting right now. All right, this is Destination Denver, Colorado. I'm your host, Jimmy Everson, listener. If you're interested in learning all the ins and outs, pros and cons to moving to or around Denver, Colorado, then this is a channel for you. So the subscribe button and notification icon you see on your screen, make sure you click on that as I'm dropping new videos for you each and every week. And as much as I enjoy covering the city and state, I'm also a licensed mortgage broker covering the entire state of Colorado and team with some of Denver's most talented realtors. And we are helping people move here each and every day. So the number and email you see on your screen, know that I am always the person answering those phone calls, answering those texts, answering those emails. There, winning if you need me. Now that we're done with that fun-filled stuff, let's get to what we're here for, and that is what are the best things to do in and around Denver in 2024. All right, so I couldn't limit this to 10. I'm gonna try to cover a lot of them quickly because I have a plethora, that means a lot, of ones, and I created a list that was both for adults, families, people with kids, people without kids, all of the things. So let's start with maybe more of the adult. Not to say that they're all just adult only, but if we're starting there. First thing, if you're coming to Denver, you have to go to Red Rocks, and that's not just necessarily for a concert. Red Rock Amphitheater, incredible venue, but you could go for a concert, you go for a workout, you go for a little yoga on the rocks in the summertime. Red Rocks is definitely a place that you are going to want to check out. Spectacular. Second up on the list, for adults, sort of, is the Botanical Gardens. Again, could you bring a kid to the Botanical Gardens? Sure you could. They're just potentially gonna be bored because it's flowers. But the Botanical Gardens is a great place to go. Go grab yourself a coffee, stroll through it on a summer, nice, beautiful day. Spectacular. Now I know you're already thinking like, adults, flowers, give me something better. 3, I'm gonna tell you to go hang out in the Cherry Creek North area around all the shopping and restaurants and bars, and the Cherry Creek neighborhood just being an excellent place for adults to go and hang out. Definitely don't bring your kids there, not because it's not family friendly, but because they're gonna get bored. You're shopping. I kid, you can bring your kids if you want, but for adults, getting out there, great place for happy hour, great place for dinner, great place for cocktails, and a great place to spend a lot of money shopping if that's your thing. And tying into that, a few other areas you're gonna wanna check out. Number 4 is the Rhino Art District. So we call it 5 Points, River North, Rhino, the Art District, that strip of territory. You got a lot of outdoor exhibits and art. You've got some galleries. You've got a lot of different bars, restaurants to hit up. Just a great area overall. Not too far from that is Union Station. And so Union Station, obviously where all of our trains here in Denver, the main hub for the trains, right downtown, very close to Coors Field. But Union Station itself has a ton of different amenities. There's multiple restaurants in it, a couple bars, great place to hang out in general, a lot to see there. They also have a very cool hotel inside Union Station. So Union Station's a place you're gonna wanna check out. Rolling along that train of thinking as far as locations is Larimer Square. So Larimer Square has now been blocked off, so it's walking only, but along that stretch are some of Denver's best restaurants, its best bars, it's just best areas to check out. So Larimer Square. So these different areas, again, you want to check out the Rhino Art District, you're going to want to check out Union Station, excuse me, you're going to want to check out Larimer Square, you're going to want to check out Cherry Creek. Now, some more specific things to do. Comedy Works. Denver has 2 locations. There's one downtown and there's one in the Denver Tech Center. So Comedy Works, they bring in some great comedians, and even if it's not a nationally known comedian, they have some great local people that perform. We always have a great time when we check out Comedy Works. And then some specific amenities to check out. You gotta check out the Brown Palace in downtown Denver. Go down there for some tea or for a spa. But the Brown Palace is just a great historical hotel, whether you're staying there or just visiting. They've got a restaurant and bar there. They've got spas, terrific spas for you. So the Brown Palace is the place you're gonna wanna check out. And check out the cruise room at the Oxford Hotel. I don't know, I feel bad. I don't know if I'm gonna have video for this, but it's just tough to get video of it. But the Oxford Hotel and the cruise room is very cool and a place you're gonna wanna check out. And a little change of pace, just down I-25, just it's the southern part of Denver, is Stranahan's Distillery. That's where they make some really tasty whiskey, and they do some tours there. So you can go in for a tasting, go there for a tour. So Stranahan's, great place to check out, especially for my whiskey, for my bourbon people out there. And then I wanted to add a couple outliers that I just hadn't thought of in other videos. So three kind of again, these outliers that I would check out. One, Wash Park. Wash Park, or Washington Park, is probably one of the most popular parks in all of Denver. It's got a great trail around it. It's got some lakes. It's got some outdoor activities, just a lot. So if you're in Denver, and you want to get outdoors, but still in the heart, check out Wash Park. Second, you're going to get to downtown Littleton, which is south of Denver. Downtown Littleton, Main Street, just a great strip of restaurants and boutiques and shops and all of the things. If you want to get a little farther outside of Denver, make the day trip, go up to Boulder and check out Pearl Street. Of all the walking streets in all of the Denver metro area, or within an hour or so of Denver, I think Pearl Street is the best. All the shops, all the things, all the people, street performers. You never really know what you're going to see, but a lot going in on Pearl Street in Boulder. Again, everything else I mentioned is within 20 to 25 minutes of Denver. Pearl Street, that outlier, it's about 45 minutes from Denver, depending on what part of town you're coming from. But certainly something that you're going to want to check out if you have time. Now, again, there are things on that list that adults could do, and certainly things you can bring kids. Now, to be a little more family friendly, if you will. Again, not saying that adults alone wouldn't do it, but the first two on that list are Elitch's and Lakeside Amusement Park. So Elitch's, currently located downtown. It's getting ready to be moved, but Elitch's is our big amusement park, a lot going on. It's got a water park there. Again, there are plans to move it, but it's still there currently, so you want to check that out. Lakeside is northwest of Denver, not too far from downtown. It's just off of I-70 and Sheridan. And Lakeside is your historic, beat up, old, crinkly amusement park. It's the type of place where you go get on the rides and you kind of regret it later because they're like bouncing you all over the place, but it's a great venue and you know, absolutely something I would go check out. And obviously, you know, especially if you're doing stuff with the kids, go down to the Denver Zoo. You got to check out the zoo. And yes, we can talk about the good and bad of the zoos, but a great facility, especially around the holidays. They have zoo lights. You know, it's really pretty. They put up different lights and different, you know, holiday things. So a great venue there. Rolling right along, I got a few museums for you. First off, I have the Children's Museum. I haven't been there in, man, probably 10, 15 years. Last time I went was with my nieces, but always just a lot of cool things for kids to interact with and enjoy. It's grown in size. It's just off of I-25, so it's not our north-south highway, so not a very difficult venue or place to get to. So you want to check out the Children's Museum. You want to check out the Museum of Nature and Science, which is just on the east side of Denver. Again, all age ranges. They have exhibits for everybody, but when we're talking about, you know, specifically some family-friendly stuff, can't get much better than that. And then the Museum of Art. Now, when it came to the Museum of Art, I was half and half, because I know when I was a kid, don't take me to the Museum of Art. That sounds like the most boring thing ever. But, yeah, some kids like that stuff. So whether you're going yourselves, getting a little vino and enjoying yourselves, or you bring the kiddos or yourselves, whatever, you got multiple museum options. We're on right along, a couple things fun downtown. You've got the downtown aquarium. You got the Denver Aquarium. Again, I haven't been there in 5, 6 years, maybe a few less than that. It hasn't been that long, but aquarium has a lot of different exhibits. I don't know if this changed, but there was an area in it where it has tigers. I don't know if they've changed this, but it had tigers. So I'm there for an event, and there's signs that says you can bring your dog there. If you have a service animal, you can bring your dog, and it says you can't bring your dogs in this area. And I'm thinking, what type of area of an aquarium should you not have dogs if you have dogs to begin with? And apparently it's the area where they have tigers that might want to eat your dog. So just little forewarning, if you bring your service animal to the Denver Aquarium, there's an area that you're not allowed. And also downtown, kind of in the heart of downtown, is the Molly Brown house. And I have to bring up the Molly Brown house. I don't know how many people actually go and visit. I haven't had anybody from a video come back and tell me, you know, I checked out the Molly Brown house, it was awesome, but I always enjoyed it. So the unsinkable Molly Brown, if you haven't watched, you know, if you don't know about the Titanic, I almost said if you haven't watched Titanic, that's kind of embarrassing. If you don't know much about the Titanic, but you at least watched the movie Titanic, whether you like the movie or not, we'll leave that to the comments. The unsinkable Molly Brown survived the sinking of the Titanic. She lived in Denver, her and her hubby. They had a bunch of money. She has a couple houses. One of them is a mansion, not that big like when you think mansion, but at the time it was a mansion downtown. You might want to go check that out. And I always have to bring up, if we're going to talk about Molly Brown, you and I both know there was room on that door for Leo. Okay, can we just acknowledge that? Leo should have lived, like move over, give me some room on the door. Jumping back outside and not too far outside of Denver is Lookout Mountain and Buffalo Bill's grave. That's kind of out towards Golden, so maybe 25 minutes from Denver. Again, great for families. Lookout Mountain is great for anybody to go check out. And if you want to go up there at night, great place for a picnic or something, you romantic fellas out there. Great view of the city, so Lookout Mountain's something you're going to want to check out. And Cherry Creek State Park, I'm just kind of bouncing all over the place, but Cherry Creek State Park, where you have places for boats, there's horseback riding, there's some trails, there's camping, there's a lot to do there at the Cherry Creek State Park and Cherry Creek Reservoir. I feel like this part I got a little out of order, but it was just kind of discombobulated. But the Wings Over the Rockies Airspace Museum. So Wings Over the Rockies, a great amenity. Again, I don't think that I'll be able to get footage of it because it's locked for the most part. But when you go in, they've got a lot of stuff about aviation, aerospace, all of those things. So that is cool for all age ranges. And that's a place, a venue that a lot of different events get hosted. So you might end up there, whether it's something for kids, whether it's something for you, whether it's a nonprofit doing something, you might end up there quite a lot. And our last two, again, are some outliers or some that are a little distant. So getting up to Evergreen, Colorado, which could be 30 to 40 minutes outside of Denver. You jump on I-70, you're up there pretty quick. But especially in the summertime, go see Evergreen Lake. Just a beautiful town, and the lake is gorgeous. So if you want to get outside, you want to get some fresh air, and you want a place where, like, maybe you got kids that like yell a lot and they're noisy, it's perfect. They're outside. You know, you can let them get like 100 yards ahead of you to where you still see them. They're still safe, but you know, if they're loud, they're quiet. I don't even know why I got off on this tangent. I got a 3.5-month-old. Sometimes she gets loud, but Evergreen Lake, you're going to want to check out. And then this one's, again, kind of random, but the Fisk Planetarium in Boulder. When I was thinking about things that I've really enjoyed doing in Denver that weren't just routinely top of mind and people didn't bring up, the Fisk Planetarium up in Boulder is very cool. So, the Fisk Planetarium up in Boulder, very cool. And, as I mentioned earlier, Pearl Street being a great place, and that's something that anybody could do. And you can do it as an individual, couples, families, you name it, everybody can get up there. It's a cool thing to check out. So I know you got on this list thinking, I'm gonna find like 10 things I wanna do, and hopefully now you have 50 things you want to do, and we're just scratching the surface. I mean, I talked about Red Rocks. I didn't talk about all the music venues. I didn't talk about all the sporting events. I tried to make this a list of things that you might not obviously find if you just Googled. But if there are other things that you think are pretty cool to do in Denver, I would love to get your thoughts and your opinions and the things that you enjoy doing in Denver. So that's a perfect opportunity to hit me up. The number and email showing up on your screen, knowing that I'm always the person, answer your phone calls, answer your texts, answer your emails, there when and if you need me. That was Destination Denver, Colorado. That was the best things to do in and around Denver, Colorado. And until I see you next time, peace.